Hello students. Here I am going to give you the revision of chapter 3 animal fibers. We have already discussed about different types of fibers. The first, what is fiber? Fiber are long thin strands which are used to make thread or yarn. So how we obtain these fibers? There are major two types of sources: natural sources and artificial sources. Natural sources can be plants or animals both, and plant fibers like cotton, jute, coir, etc., and animal fibers like wool and silk. And the man-made fibers or synthetic fiber like polyester, nylon, etc. Nowadays blended fibers are also available in the market. Blended means mixed fibers, in which in different ratio natural fibers and artificial fibers are spun together to make the yarn, and if with the help of such blended yarn or thread the fabric is made. Fabric means the cloth material. And in this chapter we will read about two animal fibers, wool and silk. Now, for starting this chapter, wool, we, wool, if we are already knowing this thing, we use wool also in during winter season. Different type of woolen clothes we use like sweater, jacket, muffler and blanket, etc. So from where we get this wool? There is a list of wool yielding animals and in which area these are found. You can see in this picture also like sheep, Kashmiri goat, Angora rabbit, yak, camel, etc. from which we get the fibers. You read this page properly, both these pages. Now, I am going to give the explanation of sheep farming. You know that farming word, you are most familiar with this word at the process of agriculture. Farming means to grow, but rearing of animal is also called farming because here we rear the animals, we look after the animals for our benefit, for getting something from them. Like these wool yielding animals, we rear these animals because we want to get wool from them. Some milk yielding animals, we want to get milk from them. So this is also called farming. Now, how sheep farming is done? Sheep farming or not only the sheep farming but other animals also are reared for getting the wool. And there are different species of the sheep are found. There are different breeds also are found. Breeds means some special species, some different species are called breeds. Their qualities of not only yielding the milk but also the quality of wool will be different. So these different breeds which are most common in India are Lohi, Rampur, Buser, Nali, Bhakarwal, Marwadi and Patanwadi. Earlier I gave you all this explanation in the tabular form, so read that table again. Now, from PPT. Now we will discuss different steps of sheep farming. How wool is obtained from the sheep? First step is shearing. Shearing means actually shaving of these wool fibers from to remove the wool fiber from the body of the sheep, and this is done manually also with the help of some special tools or with the help of machines also. And during this process, a thin outermost layer of skin is also removed with these wool fiber, but it will not damage the body of the sheep. And this shearing is done mostly in the starting of summer season because during summer these animals will not require this wool on their body, because the function of wool is to keep their body warm. So up to when the winter season come, till then again new fibers will grow on their body and they will protect them from harsh winter season. So at the starting of summer season the shearing is done, that means removal of the wool fiber. And now these outermost wool fiber which is removed, it is known as fleece. After removing this fleece, scoring is done. And what is scoring? Actually, it is cleaning or washing the wool fiber. This is called scoring. It will remove the grease from the wool fiber. Now, after this scoring, that means cleaning the wool, sorting or separation of different type of fibers occur. On the body of sheep there are two types of fiber, one is fine fiber, another is coarse fiber. So both type of fibers are separated because the fine fibers are more valuable, they keep us more warm, so these are more costly, they are separated from the coarse fiber and they are used for different purposes also. Now sorting and grading is done, and after this carding is done. Carding means combing. These fibers are entangled with each other, so they should be made straight, and this is done with the help of a comb, and this is called carding. When the fibers are made straighter, they will be separated from each other, and after that spinning and weaving is done. Before that dyeing is also done. Dyeing of light colored woolen fibers is done into different colors, and these different fibers are spin together. This is called spinning to make the wool thread or yarn, and after making this yarn, weaving is done. Weaving means to make the fabric from this woolen fiber, and this can be done with the help of some special rods, some special spikes, and the process is called knitting. Only single yarn is sufficient to make the woolen fabric with the help of these spikes, or otherwise it can be done with the help of machines also. Now, in this whole process, which is shown in the form of picture also to you, you can see. Now the property of this wool is given in this table. First is durability. Durability means the wool fiber which is really highly durable, it will not easy to break it. The wool is a hard fiber that retain its nice appearance for a long time. You also know that these sweaters or woolen fabric can be used for many years. Now absorption of moisture. This wool fiber absorb moisture from the body and retain it inside its fibers, and in this manner it will keep our body warm also. Dyeability. Wool can be colored with different types of dyes. Resistance to fire. One of the property of wool, it is most important for us that it will not burn easily. If there is any person catches fire in its clothes, sometimes you have seen that they are wrapped in a blanket to put out the fire, because fire will because these woolen fabric will not catch the fire easily. Now chemical structure. Wool is composed of natural protein which are biodegradable, because you know that wool is obtained from animals, and in animals the protein which is found, it will occur in their woolen fibers also, as it is occur in our hair also. So this is biodegradable. All natural products are biodegradable, and that's why this wool is also biodegradable. Insulating structure. Wool will not allow the transfer of heat, because there are some small pores found inside these woolen fibers, and because it has a spring like structure, this fiber, and when the pores are found, that in these pores air is trapped, and it will air is a insulator, so it will not allow the body heat to escape out, and in this manner protect us also. Now quality of wool. The quality of wool is judged by the wool strength, and its diameter. Diameter means thickness here, elasticity, strength, durability, all these things which decide how much this wool will have the qualities. Now silk. Now, as the sheep farming is done, rearing of silkworm is also done, and this rearing of silkworm is called sericulture. And sericulture is a process which was first developed in China, and the history shows that in China it was discovered first. Now, we will start life cycle of silk moth. In the life cycle of silk moth, different stages are there, as you can see in this picture here. First, the life cycle starts from the egg, and the silkworm, it is a type of moth. It will lay its egg on such plants like leaves of mulberry tree, and these eggs are laid there, and after some time a larva that is called caterpillar will come out from these eggs, and these larvae are actually voracious, and they will eat a lot, and they will eat the leaves of mulberry plant. When these larvae come out, many mulberry leaves are supplied to them to eat, and these larvae will grow in their size, and after some time sticky substance will start coming up from their mouth, and it will form a cocoon around this caterpillar, and this hard shell will cover the whole caterpillar, and this stage of this caterpillar, now it will stop eating, and it will remain inactive inside then that cocoon for some time, and after that it will grow slowly into adult worm. This stage is called pupa stage, and when it will be matured, it will rupture the cocoon and come out from it and grow into butterfly like a moth. But if this cocoon has been ruptured, we will not get the silk fiber in intact position. So, when this when this type of this is done, this sericulture is done, then what happened, the cocoons are collected, and on these cocoons a silk fiber is found in intact position all around the this organism. So what these farmers do, those who are rearing the silkworm, they will collect all the cocoons and pour them into drop them into like a boiled water, and this silk fiber will be loosened there, and after that this will be unwinded and spent. It will get collected, dyed, and it will be obtained in intact position. It can be 6 to 7 meters long or more than it. So to get the silk fiber, we have to kill the organism inside it in the pupa stage only, and after that this silk fiber is obtained and reeling is done. The process of obtaining silk thread by soaking cocoon in hot water is called reeling or filature. Separated filaments from 4 to 8 cocoons slightly twisted to create a single strand, and many strands together constitute a silk yarn. These strands are then spun into silk cloth by the weavers. Now, properties of these silk fibers are given here. First is texture. It is a soft, smooth and lustrous. Second strand, it is the strongest natural fiber. Absorption of moisture. The absorptive capacity of the silk fabric may confirmed even for warmer atmosphere. Now, insulating nature. It is cool to wear in the summer and warm to use in the winter. Now, cleanliness and washability. Silk fabric does not attach dirt because of its smooth surface. Now, quality of silk. As the wool fiber is of different qualities obtained from different organisms, silk fiber also has different qualities obtained from different types of different species of silk worm. So, the quality of silk fabric depends on many factors such as the type of silkworm, quality of the mulberry leaves fed to the silkworm, selection of cocoons, weaving and finishing of the silk thread. Now, there is an activity given here which will show that whether the fiber is natural or not artificial, because you know that artificial fibers will burn like plastic, and when we try to burn the artificial fiber, node like structure will appear at the end of these fibers. They will start melting first and shrink at fast with fast speed. But these fibers, when we burn silk or wool fibers, they will not burn easily as the artificial fibers burn. They will curl away from the flame and smell like burning hair or feathers, because they are containing a protein and which will on burning produce such type of smell. Artificial fibers will melt and burn rapidly and smelling like burning plastic. Okay, so this is the difference between artificial fiber and natural fibers. With the help of this burning test, we can differentiate between these two. This all is given in this activity here. Here in this activity, all the explanation is given of this burning test. Now, some health hazards. In different factories or different industrial areas, everywhere there are some health problems that will cause harm to the workers. In the same manner, some such occupational hazards, which the problems, health problems, are known as occupational hazards related with that particular profession or particular industry. So, of wool industry also there are two major problems. First is sawdust disease and the second is allergic reactions. Sawdust disease or anthrax, it occurred due to an bacteria, and the name of the bacteria is given here. This is Bacillus anthracis, which is present in the fleece of infected animals, and it causes severe blood infection, and mostly to those laborers which will do the process of shearing. They will do the work of shearing. They will get affected from this disease most. Now, allergic reactions or other occupational hazards also occur, like allergy in respiratory tract, also asthmatic problem, bronchitis, etc. can also occur due to fine fibers which will enter into our respiratory system. They can cause such problems. Now, occupational hazards of silk industry. Various chemicals used for decreasing, disinfecting, bleaching, dyeing, they can cause irritation to eyes and skin both. Now, scales of the moth and silk fiber, they can also initiate asthma. Continuous contact with hot water, it can also cause harm and burning sensation to our hands. And now many of the dyes that are used to color silk, they are easily absorbed by our digestive system if ingested and can cause health problems. So such are the problems. So with the help of some precautions, these problems can be minimized, though cannot be removed properly here. So that's all for this chapter. Many points were well elaborated form. I discussed with you in my PPT. So watch these PPTs again, observe all the slides again, and read this chapter thoroughly. After that, we will do the question answers of this chapter.